We'll get started with Jen.
Hey, Sydney. Um, just to get started, I'll start with Michaela because she got off to that great start. How are you seeing her get more comfortable in the lineup over the course of these two games, and how much of an impact do you think that early shooting had on the way that the game went overall?
Yeah, I think the younger you are, probably the little bit more susceptible you are to the confidence ride, and but Michaela's got a few years under her belt, a few seasons under her belt, and so she's just been the same person since the day she got to DC, since the day I coached her, assistant coached her in Chicago, and so just that steadiness, and that belief in like the process, she embodies that. And so I definitely think whether it was early in the first quarter, Jen, but also just training camp and practices and our player development, she's the same person day in and day out. And it really does help considering the youth that is spread throughout our roster.
And you guys, if I can count correctly at this hour, this is the first time this season that you guys have outscored the opponent from three. Just how pleased are you with the way that part of the game turned out after the other night was not what you were looking for?
Yeah, no, it's I'm really there are things within the game that we're spotting because we see the bigger picture. And yes, we definitely need, threes to go in for us. I think what hasn't been written about is that we've pretty much changed our shot profile overnight for the better. We're really trying to stress key shots. We're really trying to get the right threes and increase our volume. I understand that we haven't always made them, but through the course of the season, you're just hopeful that work and that player development that you're putting in, those shots will fall. And so I'm with you. Like tonight was, a nice development, but it's also what we've been working towards. So it's not shocking. It's just kind of pleasing for us to be able to, get some reward from that 3-point line tonight.
And just one more for you. What impressed you the most about a way that Alicia came out in her WNBA debut?
I think just playing like she was a mystic, you know what I mean? Like not a big gap between her and anyone else in terms of her energy, attention to detail, connectedness with the team. She didn't really look rusty. And she's a good player and a good person. And yeah, it was certainly a shot in the arm to have her out there.
Thank you.
We'll go to Andrew.
Thanks as always. Congrats, Sydney, on that victory. Be able to have the plan on Heidemann this game in terms of throwing most of the bodies at her, making it difficult, and even with the tough shots she made on Sunday, still being able to have the game plan be even more physical. Can you talk about your plan against Heidemann tonight and how successful that was?
Andrew, I think tonight was just a reflection of the players' commitment to, the Mystics and like our DNA, because I think in game one, honestly, Seattle punched us in the mouth with things that they are good and able to do. And it's not necessarily things that we didn't address, but some of our players have to go through that themselves. And so then they see it and they're like, oh, if you let Tisha go and get into her bag, I mean, she's hitting like step back threes. I mean, she's that good. And so I just think like game two, second time around, when I talk to people about our team needs the reps in training camp, I'm not just like jockeying for anything but the reality that we need reps so that we can understand who these players are, how good they are, how the games are called. And so we were able to have a better effort because, there was like knowledge of our opponent. I mean, that's just flat out what it was.
And just real quick for me, you had a fun moment with Shakira where you were giving her a good hold and encouraging. Was that just reinforcing this positivity towards her there?
Yeah, she just Andrew, she's playing at an incredibly high level and she's bringing her teammates along. it gives me chills, you know. And so I was just so proud of her. She had a couple of good to great passes that we're really trying to stress. And when you have your franchise player, you know, and we have a group there between Sonia, Kiki, and Kira, when they're making all those types of plays, it just allows the others to follow in line. And Kira is just, she's been doing that like from the minute she got back from China. She's just been balling out, but doing it the right way, bringing her teammates along. So proud of her. So yeah, I just couldn't hold back in that moment.
Thanks a lot.
And we'll finish with Sophie.
Hi, Coach. Sophie Dumont here with the Ballers Magazine. Congrats on the win. I
Thank you.
wanted to follow up on that question about Shakira. Double double, had those 5 assists. Just wanted to get your thoughts on her leadership on the floor, as well as some things that you liked from her ability to facilitate for others.
There's a phrase talking about bloom, you know, where you're planted. And I think that's what you're seeing. You know, there's like, no matter, you can ask anybody who's asked me, like, there's no better place, no better organization for Shakira Austin than DC. We truly, truly believe in her. Um, you know, we understand how good she is. We want to give her the player development, the opportunities to grow, and be, you know, central to what we do. And you're seeing her leadership, her maturity, her game, all these things kind of blossoming. And I just feel good and happy for her because she wants it badly in this league. And as much as anything, she wants it to like not only be good individually, but to help the Mystics be a good team and to be a really good teammate. And it like hits her to her heart. Like she carries that. I couldn't love that more. So I'm really, really proud of her. Want her to just keep on keeping on, and you know, we'll see where this ride takes us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sid.
Yep. You guys have a good night.
All right, Alyssa.
We'll get started with Jen.
You know, for both you guys, Kira, you had 2 assists to Michaela in the first 4 minutes. So for both of you, how's the chemistry coming along between you two as Michaela's coming back from injury, and how much do you feel like those early passes, those early threes, kind of jump-started things tonight?
No, it definitely lit a fire in us. I think just watching film, I had missed a couple of open 3-point shooters, so I was just knowing to attack, knowing that you're gonna bring the gravity of the defense, and I mean, she just kept knocking at. Oh!
No, yeah, I mean, on to Kira's point. Yeah, I think that, ball movement was super important for us coming into this game. We saw how they defended us the first game, and we were able to make some of those adjustments. And that led to, like you said, a lot of open threes, a lot of player movement. And yeah, just really grateful for my teammates and just like buy into the system that our coaches had for us. And, it obviously resulted in a win for us.
Michaela, how comfortable are you feeling, or how's it going, kind of settling back into things, and how good did that early spurt for you feel?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an adjustment. I mean, obviously, taking a month off is never easy. And just trying to find ways to integrate myself. I always want to be an ad just because I know how, cohesive the team was before I came back. And so I just wanted to be an ad, not a subtraction in that area. So yeah, I'm finding my rhythm. Obviously, it's just my second game. So I'm excited to see how we continue to mesh and gain that chemistry.
And Kira, we've always known that passing is part of your game, but it feels like you've kind of added to that this year. How have you worked on that? How have you kind of developed that?
Yeah, I mean, I felt that was the one thing I was frustrated with last year with was not being able to see the floor the way I wanted to. I felt like my vision was very tunnel, and I just felt like the skill set I have, I should be able to play make at my level. And we just really worked on that in the off season. Like a big thing for my player development was just like point 0.5 decision making, and we did that with breakdowns with 3-on-3, and just really honestly having a talk just yesterday with one of our coaches about like I think I can be a relief for our point guards for our team who is trying to figure out our identity, figure out our flow with a lot of rookies. So really just making the right play consistently so that they'll trust me with the ball. But I think that's something I'm excited about this year is just being able to facilitate more.
Which of the coaches have been helping you with that?
Coach Emre for sure.
Nice.
Mhm.
Just one more and then I'll stop hogging. But just want to ask you both really quick, what impressed you the most with the way that Alicia came out in her WNBA debut?
Yeah, I was so proud of her. I mean, for her to come in late and make such an impact already, like she's so defensive minded, physical, aggressive, wanting to do the right things, and then offensively just like has that like European flair with her passes and making and her passing decisions as well. So yeah, it's so great to have her. She's just such a great teammate. She's trying to learn us, we're trying to learn her. But we're doing our best to just welcome her to the team, make her feel comfortable. And as she continues to get these minutes, you can just see how much of an add she'll be to our team.
Yeah, for sure. Everything Mick just said. She's an exciting player. Like
Yeah, she's exciting.
I've been just cheesing
Oh.
watching her, like her swag, and just like she said, bringing that on the defensive end, like having other players cry and talk to the refs. Like that's the energy that we need. And I think honestly, she showed a lot of it yesterday in practice. We had a really great practice. So I think that just pays off to why she had such a great game today too.
Awesome. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Sophie.
Hi, ladies. Sophie Dumont here with the Ballers Magazine. Congrats on the win. Kira, this question is for you. Coach, praised your leadership and your growth, and he mentioned that you're not only balling out, but you're bringing your teammates along. So I wanted to ask you, as a vet, how would you describe your leadership style, and how have you seen it grow, over the years with the Mystics?
Yeah, I mean, I think it starts with being a standard, like not, being as vocal if you're not able to back it up with things that you're doing. I think that's something I've been learning along the way. And really just being a leader that I didn't necessarily have. I feel like honestly, with the traditional way that the W has been, it's not really catered to rookies. And I feel like coming in, sometimes it can be like more of a competition between like, oh, I'm trying to, take someone's spot or things like that. And I think just coming in and having more of an open arms and trying to pour into each other, trying to have wisdom. But I think that just starts with the relationships we built. Like we are pretty close. We joke around, we talk a lot, obviously. But I think just having that dialect to know how to talk to each person, not tearing someone down, more so, you can hold them to a standard and they know I'm going to use my words in that, in that aspect. But really just figuring out how to help each and every person, because in the end, it's going to make my life easier and it's going to make their life easier. So.
Thank you.